Control your success, stress, and self-talk. Why do most people never succeed? You want success, but every time you get close, something goes wrong. You work hard, but you're always stressed. You achieve small wins, but that voice in your head says it's not enough. Here's what nobody tells you: success isn't just about working harder. It's about managing three things in the right order: your definition of success, your stress levels, and that internal voice. Most people fail not because they don't work hard enough, but because they try to fix everything at once. They chase someone else's definition of success while battling stress and fighting their own thoughts. This creates a chaotic cycle that leads nowhere. The solution is simple, but not easy. Master these three elements one by one in the right sequence. Get this order wrong, and you'll keep spinning your wheels no matter how hard you try. Chapter 1: Success. Define it before you chase it. What do you think success is? Stop for a moment and really answer this. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Money? Promotion? A big house? Fame? Recognition? If these things came to mind, you're dreaming about someone else's success. And this is exactly why most people never succeed. Society has clear standards for success. Earn more, climb higher, own bigger. But when you pursue success by these standards, you'll never be satisfied. Because there's always more, higher, and bigger. Real success is personal. It aligns with your values, your situation, and what you truly want in life. Vague success cannot be achieved. You don't need the goal of wanting to succeed. You need clarity on exactly what success means to you. How to define your success. Picture yourself 1 year from now having succeeded. Be specific about what this looks like. Ask yourself if this is really what you want. Turn this vision into measurable indicators. Success isn't a one-time achievement. Winning the lottery is an achievement, but it's not success. True success is repeatable, improvable, and sustainable. Once you've clearly defined success, you must deal with the stress that inevitably comes with pursuing it. When you chase success, stress always follows. If you can't manage this properly, success itself becomes impossible. Chapter 2: Stress. Turn it into fuel. Now that you know what success looks like, let's talk about what stands in your way. Stress. Most people think stress is bad. They try to eliminate it completely. This is a mistake. Stress isn't your enemy. Unmanaged stress is. There are two types of stress: good stress and bad stress. Good stress pushes you forward. Bad stress pulls you backward. The difference isn't the situation. It's how you handle it. Good stress feels challenging but manageable. It energizes you. Bad stress feels overwhelming and draining. It paralyzes you. The secret is finding your optimal stress level. Too little stress and you become complacent. Too much stress and you burn out. The sweet spot is where you feel challenged but capable. How to use stress as fuel. Recognize stress signals early. When you feel stress rising, ask yourself, is this pushing me forward or holding me back? If it's pushing you forward, lean into it. If it's holding you back, step back and adjust your approach. Your body gives you stress signals for a reason. Learn to read them like dashboard lights in your car. They're not there to annoy you. They're there to help you perform better. Understanding stress is just the beginning. Now you need to change the voice in your head that turns good stress into bad stress through negative self-talk. Chapter 3: Self-talk. Build your inner coach. You have a voice in your head that never stops talking. Right now, it's probably commenting on what you're reading. This voice has more power over your success than any external factor. Most people have a critic living in their head. This critic tells them they're not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. This critic turns manageable challenges into overwhelming stress. Successful people have a different voice. They have an inner coach instead of an inner critic. This coach acknowledges difficulties but focuses on solutions. It recognizes mistakes but emphasizes learning. The difference between a critic and a coach. A critic says, "You always mess up." A coach says, "What can you learn from this?" A critic says, "You're not ready." A coach says, "You'll figure it out as you go." A critic says, "Everyone else is better." A coach says, "Focus on your own progress." How to change your inner voice. Catch negative self-talk immediately. The moment you notice your inner critic speaking, interrupt it. Replace critical thoughts with coaching thoughts. This takes practice, but it gets easier. Your inner coach doesn't lie to you with false positivity. It tells you the truth in a way that helps you move forward instead of holding you back. Now that you understand all three elements, let's explore how they interact with each other. Chapter 4: The Success-Stress Connection. Here's where things get interesting. The pursuit of success creates stress. This isn't a bug in the system. It's a feature. When you set a meaningful goal, your brain perceives it as a challenge. Challenges trigger stress responses. This is normal and necessary. The problem comes when you try to eliminate this stress instead of managing it. Perfectionism makes this worse. Perfectionists create impossible standards, then stress about meeting them. This creates a cycle where the pursuit of success becomes the source of paralyzing stress. The solution is accepting that success comes with stress. Instead of fighting it, use it. Stress means you're pushing your boundaries. That's exactly where growth happens. How to maintain high standards without stress. Set challenging but achievable goals. Focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate small wins along the way. Remember that mistakes are part of the process, not evidence of failure. The key is understanding that you can have high standards without the stress of perfectionism. Excellence and perfectionism are not the same thing. But stress doesn't just come from pursuing success. It also affects how you talk to yourself. Chapter 5: The Stress Self-Talk Loop. Stress creates negative self-talk. Negative self-talk creates more stress. This loop can destroy your progress faster than any external obstacle. When you're stressed, your inner critic gets louder. It tells you that you can't handle the pressure, that you're going to fail, that you should give up before you embarrass yourself. This negative self-talk then increases your stress levels. Now you're not just stressed about the challenge. You're stressed about being stressed. You're worried about your worry. How to break the loop. The moment you notice stress rising, pay attention to your self-talk. If your inner critic is speaking, interrupt it immediately. Replace critical thoughts with coaching thoughts. This stops the loop before it spirals. In high-stress moments, use this 5-second reset. Take a deep breath. Notice what your inner voice is saying. Ask, is this helping or hurting? If it's hurting, choose a better thought. This isn't about positive thinking. It's about productive thinking. Thoughts that help you move forward instead of thoughts that hold you back. Managing this loop is crucial because your self-talk directly impacts your success. Chapter 6: The Self-Talk Success Formula. Positive self-talk creates confidence. Confidence leads to better performance. Better performance leads to success. Success reinforces positive self-talk. This is the success cycle. Successful people don't think they're perfect. They think they're capable. There's a huge difference. Perfection is impossible. Capability is learnable. Common self-talk patterns of successful people. I can figure this out. Mistakes help me learn. I'm getting better at this. This is challenging, but I can handle it. I don't know everything, but I know enough to start. These aren't affirmations. They're realistic assessments that focus on growth and capability rather than perfection and judgment. How to develop successful self-talk. Monitor your inner voice throughout the day. When you catch negative patterns, redirect them toward growth and learning. Focus on what you can control rather than what you can't. The goal isn't to never have doubts. The goal is to have productive doubts that lead to better preparation, rather than destructive doubts that lead to paralysis. Now let's put it all together. Chapter 7: Managing all three together. You now understand success, stress, and self-talk individually. But life doesn't present them separately. They interact constantly throughout your day. A challenging project triggers stress. Stress activates your inner critic. Your inner critic makes you question your definition of success. This questioning creates more stress. The cycle continues. Breaking this cycle requires an integrated approach. Start with clear success definition. When stress rises, remind yourself why this matters to you. When your inner critic speaks, redirect it toward your goals. When you achieve something, let it reinforce your positive self-talk. Your daily management system. Morning, review your success definition. Set your stress tolerance for the day. Prime your inner coach. During challenges, use the 5-second reset. Ask if your stress is productive. Redirect negative self-talk immediately. Evening, reflect on what worked. Adjust your approach for tomorrow. Celebrate progress. This isn't about perfection. It's about awareness and adjustment. The more you practice, the more automatic it becomes. The goal is reaching a point where these three elements support each other instead of fighting each other. Chapter 8: Building your foundation. Once you have this psychological foundation in place, you can move to more advanced success strategies. When your mindset is stable, you can focus on managing your time more effectively. When your stress is under control, you can sustain higher levels of energy. When your self-talk is supportive, you can maintain focus on what truly matters. These elements, time management, energy management, and focused execution, become much easier when you have the mental foundation we've built together. Work doesn't end here. Success is not a destination. It's a practice. These three elements will need ongoing attention as you grow and face new challenges. But now you have the tools. You know how to define success on your own terms. You know how to use stress as fuel instead of letting it burn you out. You know how to make your inner voice an ally instead of an enemy. Most importantly, you know that these three elements work together. Master them, and success becomes not just possible but inevitable. The foundation is set. Now it's time to build.